As our work advances, educators face the challenge of understanding that students learn in different ways. Therefore, it is necessary to update and adapt to the challenges that current society brings. We must not only master past knowledge, but also update with new teaching methods and strategies that benefit our students. Example of this is the integration of universal design for learning UDL in our instruction. Teaching students with autism spectrum disorders is a significant challenge for educators when it comes to developing inclusive teaching in our classes. Integrating appropriate strategies is not easy, but it's necessary to help all students acquire and develop the necessary skills for their integral development. To improve and optimize the instruction and learning experience of students with ASD, we need to use inclusion and adaptation strategies in the teaching process. This is to ensure that the principles of equal opportunities, attention, respect for diversity, and accessibility are maintained. From the disability group presented in the textbook, autism spectrum disorder group is selected. This is partially because of my experience with my twin nephews with disability and some students with ASD in my classroom. Currently, there is an ASD student in one of my classes, and I decided to observe and analyze the UDL engagement principle in her performance. To achieve their engagement with the knowledge that they will acquire, we need to develop learning strategy to ASD according to the UDL. The first step is to provide options for recruiting their interests. We must be intentional and motivate them to be interested in class. Individual choice of autonomy in class, relevance, values, and authenticity must be promoted. This helps avoid distractions. For instance, my student feels comfortable being at the floor with all their notebooks and belongings around her throughout the class. My first intention is that it was difficult for me to accept that, but after observing that my student is alert and connected during class and her work, I always correct on time. I conclude that this is a form of engagement for her. Second, we need to provide options for sustaining effort and persistence. To build good learning in these children, we need to have clear and structured goals and objectives. We must provide a variety of resources according to their demand and needs. We must promote collaboration and community in addition to increasing feedback. For example, my student likes to work alone, but when we work in group activities, her participation improves because she has a small group that treat her the same and give her the time she needs to understand the reason of the activity. As a teacher, I must to establish sense strategies for my student. If my student does not understand why she was integrated into their working group, it affects her participation and do not participate in the activity. And third, we need to provide options of self-regulation. To achieve self-control in ASD, we need to promote clear expectation so that they feel motivated. We must teach them personal coping skills and strategies to develop self-assessment and reflection. In this phase, we must work on strategy that leads the ASDs to self-regulate. They need to understand the structures, and once they are through the activities according from the UDL framework, they will internalize the behavior and self-awareness. I had to create structures and signs for my student so that she do not interrupt with comments that can distract everyone's attention. When the students started this behavior, I make the timeout signal and all students do it and remain in silence. Initially, she didn't follow the signal, but now when she see me doing it, she is the first to make it and remain silent. By analyzing my student behavior using UDL, I have come to the conclusion that is a viable and valuable approach that effectively supports learning for the ESD disability.